Gray's my favorite color. Black and white has never been my thing. I'll take my drink lukewarm now. Hot and cold is not the thing for me. Absolutes are hidden. I buried my conviction.
As an all-girl band, that is pretty rare.
Yes.
And I'm sure you know that.
Yeah.
My number one question is can you name me another one besides Everlife that is popular?
Right now?
Yes.
That's only girls. But that's
Only girls.
Like back in the day, the band.
We haven't met them yet.
I have never met a band that's strictly girls, like girl drummer, girl everything. I've never met a band like that.
I don't know of any other band right now in the Christian music industry that's all female.
Any old ones?
The Bangles. Logos, of course.
I'm talking about Christian.
Oh, Christian?
Oh, wasn't there? Who was that?
There was
not Mary Mary.
Somebody told us about an all-girl band.
Yeah,
an all-girl band?
There was one. I don't remember though. But I know.
Rachel.
Rachel. I said Mary Mary. I knew it was two names. Same thing. I knew it. I was that close.
Well, because we were thinking about that, I was like, golly, how many girl bands are there?
There's very few.
Not a lot.
I don't really know.
Well, being that said, do you think you're an inspiration to other up-and-coming girl bands?
You know, I think it is cool for girls to be able to see that girls can do it, because I think it's a scary thing. You know, like a lot of girls are like, "Oh, we don't want to play drums because that's a guy thing, or bass or guitar or whatever."
That's a guy thing.
Yeah, and so I think it is. There's a lot of girls that do come through line that we get to meet that are like, "Oh, you just, it's cool to see another girl doing it, so that I could do it." Now it's like an inspiration. So yeah, it's really cool.
And
to see that.
just recently, we've heard a lot of other girls that are starting their own bands.
All-girl bands.
And there's been many that, come through the line each night and gone, okay, I feel like I can do it now, because you girls have kind of gone ahead and shown it can be done. And I think that's really cool for us to see, is that girls are finally realizing, okay, we can do it too. So.
Yeah.
As you know, today's world kind of dresses and acts very inappropriately. And we've done some reading on some of the stuff that you guys do. Do you think your stance on that kind of behavior as being wrong and your abstinence makes a difference?
I think, once again, I think for kids to be able to see that someone is standing up for purity, because it's not popular.
No,
it's totally not popular to be pure, because, you see people out there in Hollywood and the magazines and everything, and girls aren't very modest, and, it's because it's what the world's telling you have to be.
Yeah.
And people sometimes don't know who they are, so they want to just be what the world tells them to be so they can fit in. And so I think that's kind of where the impurity comes in, is we don't know who we are, and all we want is acceptance and love, which is why girls dress the way they do, and which is why we date, is because we want someone to love us. And so I think it is, once again, I think it's encouraging for kids to see that somebody else is doing it, so they're not so weird and they're not standing out as much because somebody else is doing it.
Yeah, I think that is always helping. That always helps. It kind of takes a person to go ahead and be like, okay, you can die, and it's actually pretty cool on this end too. It's definitely a path that when we were starting to walk it, so many people, especially when we were like, yeah, we're not going to do the whole recreational dating scene, and yeah, we want to dress modestly. So many people were like, what is that? Even in the Christian circle,
never heard of it. Yeah,
I've never heard of this. Like, what do you girls think you're doing? You can't go this way. Everyone goes this way. Just go this way and stop making waves. And now that we've been walking it for so many years, I think that's really freeing a lot of kids up to go, hey, they're living a okay life. They're not total rejects, and we're able to do that too. So I think that's kind of what it takes, is just and an encouragement for kids. It takes one person to just start paving that way, and there's a lot of people that will come right after.
Well, I actually applaud you all because my wife and I have been Christians for quite a long time, and I met her when she was 15, and I was 19, and we were with the belief that we were going to wait, and we did.
That's cool.
And we've been now married 21 years, but now our children, we have passed on the same values.
That's awesome.
That you wait.
Yeah,
that's good.
Same thing.
Yeah.
But one of the questions that kind of confused me on some of the reading I've done is, what is your definition of dating? I know it said that you don't hide in the closet.
Right.
But what do you consider dating, or what is allowable as dating?
Right. I think the thing that we feel passionate about is, right now you look, and what's one of the most popular things right now with our generation is this whole recreational dating thing. It's the jumping from one person to another just because we can. Because and you look, dating just was invented in the last...
Not even 100 years.
Maybe. Back in the day it was arranged marriages. Back in the Bible, not that I'm saying that. It is arranged marriage.
Mom and Dad are arranged marriages.
Look what's happened with the times, Back in the day, I think really there was a trust factor. People would trust God for His timing, their parents for their timing, It was a different thing. And now, I think what we kind of looked around and saw is that people don't really need to trust, because we can just jump from whoever to whoever whenever we want. And we really felt God begin to challenge us and say, girls, would you give me your single years? Would you give me these years where, yes, you could be jumping from guy to guy to guy, whoever you're initially attracted to and want to get to know, just jump into a dating relationship, and then if you want to, break it. It's like these little mini marriages, little mini divorces, And so we felt God saying, could you seek out a different way? Could you seek me out? Find out who you are in me in these things. Find out what love really is. Because at the end of the day, our goal now is, I want to be a good wife and a good mother someday. I don't want to be a good girlfriend. If I spend my entire single years practicing to be a girlfriend, I'll never know what it means to be a wife, what it means to be a mother. So we've just really been taking these years, getting to know God. Simple as that, and we get to know guys through friendships
But we never do the one-on-one thing with guys. We'll never go out to go see a movie with a guy, even as friends. We'll never do that because
we always try to keep it safe too. Because at hearts, our biggest goal too is that God tells us to view men as brothers right now, and my goal really is to guard my guy friends' hearts too, not to lead them on in any way. And eventually, we know there will come a time when God brings the one along, and you start that, okay, God, or through friendship or whatever, that we're feeling like there's more, we're going to have to trust Him and go, okay, what is there now? How do you begin a dating relationship for the purpose of marriage? But what we're just staying away from is this just dating whoever I want, even if I don't care to marry them.
Right.
So.
Cool. In the future here, what direction think you all will go musically? You think you'll continue the rock way?
Stylistically, I think it's interesting because we don't even... The style of music we listen to, we don't play. Like, we listen to classical music and
jazz,
Broadway. I mean,
Broadway.
So we're always just wondering what our music is going to turn into. Because we don't listen
Which
to
one
rock.
likes what?
Glenn Miller, Benny Goodman, like, that's what I listen to.
I'm a Broadway girl. I've always done theater, so I'll pop in musicals like Thoroughly Modern Millie or different things like that. West Side Story, I listen to that kind of stuff. And Lauren's our kind of punk rock girl.
Yeah, I like the punk rock.
She likes punk rock.
It doesn't make any sense.
I listen to everything, but punk rock is what I always
Ella
go to.
Fitzgerald too, and
she's not punk rock.
Harry Connick.
She
brings the rock.
She's like, I am rock and roll.
Hilarious.
So yeah, everything.
Okay.
So who knows? We'll wait and see.
We'll see what happens.
Now, I did read that you all released some of your songs to mainstream radio. What songs did you release in the past? Do you plan to still do it? And what do you think about releasing songs to mainstream radio?
I think they released Never Alone.
They released Never Alone.
That's all I'm aware of.
We started doing a lot about a year and a half ago, 2 years. We started doing a lot of mainstream interviews, stuff with Yahoo and Napster and Sony,
even radio station stuff.
We did a lot of stuff with that. We're in the mentality that we'll go anywhere God takes us. We're not going to try to push open any door just because we think it might be a good career move.
Yeah.
We're not about that. It's
and our
kind of
goal
like
it wasn't like our goal is like we got to be a mainstream band. Like we came in this knowing that we're going to seek the church as long as God has us do this and where we take it.
If He wants us to take it in mainstream, we'll do it.
Absolutely.
But if He wants us to stay in the church, we will. So. Gosh, we'll just go wherever. I know that sounds so cliche, but we really will just go wherever He leads us.
Yeah.
So.